author and nutritionist Robert Ferguson. Please welcome Robert Ferguson.
All right, y'all, let's hear it for America's Fat Loss Coach, Robert Ferguson!
Hey, this is Roberto Lorenzo Ferguson. Yes, I am here and I'm excited. Yes, I am. Okay, it is Motivation Monday and my goal is to share some information with you, but also to make myself available to answer any questions that you may have as it pertains to nutrition, fitness, weight loss, overall health, metabolic conditions. I'm here. So I share because I care. And if you are new to me, thank you for giving me an opportunity to share information with you today. And I hope that it's information that you can actually put to the test and put you in a better place so that you can maximize, if you know what I'm saying. So without further delay, let's just dive into it. I don't have a slideshow for you today. All I have for you today is knowledge and a couple things that I want to share. And so let me just say up front that this segment is brought to you by our Detox Drop, where you can drop it like it's hot. And today I was just so intrigued after talking to some of my clients who just completed the Detox Drop. And it's one of those things where it's like, wow, their results are absolutely stunning. I mean, stunning. Like one of my clients, Cindy, and I hope you hear this, Cindy. I want to give you a big shout out. You have been stuck at a certain weight for a long time. And the Detox Drop helps you break through that stall. And now you're at a place which is amazing. So kudos to you. I want to give another shout out to one of my clients, Carmen. Carmen, I hope you hear this because you are the epitome of someone who has stayed the course. She tried losing weight and doing things on her own. And then she decided, you know what, I'm going to reach out to Robert. Let me find out more about what coaching would look like. So she became my client. Now, I'm not going to go into great detail, and I'm not mentioning her last name, so I'm not throwing anybody under the bus or embarrassing anyone. But what's intriguing to me about Carmen is that she was on metformin. Her doctor prescribed insulin, so her diabetes was starting to get out of control. And as a result of the diabetes, and taking the insulin, she started to notice that she was putting on weight, even though she was eating less. And so I got her, to become a client. I mean, she had glucose numbers 300 plus. Our big first success is the fact that she is no longer injecting insulin. That's a big deal. Now I have some clients this is a big shout out to my client, David. David is the man. I mean, he's one of the most knowledgeable clients I've ever had. He understands diabetes and insulin and all that, and he's working his butt off. And there's moments where it feels like it's kicking your butt. And the fact that he is staying the course, hey, I admire that. The same as I admire Carmen. And Carmen, I mean, look at you now. No more insulin. Your glucose numbers are like amazingly low. And that only comes about, you guys, when you stay the course. Like anything, is when you stay the course. And then I want to give a shout out to my client, Connie. Connie is amazing. She is just fun. And she called me today and she goes, hey, what do you think about me giving my digestive tract a break? Or like, what do you think about, maybe I'm going to, fast a little bit, just to give myself a break. Now she's losing weight, eating. And so I asked her, I said, so why do you feel you want to give your system a break? And then what is it about fasting that fascinates you? And by the time we were done talking, we just laughed because I share with her how people who do intermittent fasting because they don't know how to eat. So I'm going to say that again because some of you guys are catching me for the first time and I can back this up. And I was on a TV show called The Doctors where we debated this. I won the debate. And I wasn't there to defend anything, But TV, that's just how they do it, right? So I go on there, and my whole point was the same as I share with my client, Connie. People intermittent fast because they don't know how to eat. If they knew how to eat, they wouldn't feel that they need to do intermittent fasting. Now, if someone catches this live or even a replay and you want to debate me on this, go for it. The reason why I'm never debated is because I have an evidence-based, clinically proven methodology where people eat, right? And we've seen them not only lose weight, but improve multiple metabolic markers from triglycerides to cholesterol, blood pressure. So you can't really debate me because we're evidence-based and clinically proven. So that kind of ends any debate. Then it comes down to losing weight based on what makes more sense to you, right? So I actually like to eat personally. And I like to be able to go to have breakfast. I like to eat lunch. I like to have dinner. And if I want a snack, I like snacking. I don't like the idea of forcing myself to not eat for a period of time in the morning. Now, that could be an option, but I have a whole bunch of reasons why it's important for me to eat breakfast, which no one really talks about. Now, there are certain people talking about it, and it's more on a scientific standpoint, and people who are extremely knowledgeable of the importance of protein and your skeletal muscle. But people who don't understand that, yeah, they'll do intermittent fasting. They don't realize two things: that the best time to make sure you get an adequate amount of protein to preserve your lean muscle tissue or your skeletal muscle is to eat protein in the morning. That will help big time. And the people who aren't eating, they're like putting themselves in a situation where muscle in their body is breaking down, okay, back to amino acids. And then those amino acids, as you're losing that skeletal muscle, is being converted to carbs anyway. And if it's not being converted to carbs and used for fuel, it's being stored as fat. So not eating is not a good thing. Now, if you're young and you have really strong, what they call mitochondria, and your cells are like this maximized, you can get away with a lot, right? It's kind of like you break your leg and you're 23 years old. You break your leg and you're 63 years old. What's the difference between those two people when it comes to atrophy of their muscle? They're both going to experience atrophy. The older person is going to experience more. The younger person can get that muscle back. The older person, they're probably not going to get it back. So now they're more frail. They have less muscle. They start to age faster. They're burning fewer calories. Oh, that's not good. You don't want to lose very important, valuable skeletal muscle. When you're over 40, we start to lose it unless you're doing something to keep it. Muscle is important. Muscle is important. Don't lose muscle. And when people do those drugs, the popular weight loss drugs, it's been demonstrated even in third-party studies, clinical studies, where you definitely are losing skeletal muscle. And then I have a couple of friends who have their clients before they go on these drugs, these weight loss drugs, like Ozempic and Wegovy, Trulicity. They are doing DEXA scans, so they know exactly what that person's body fat is, and what their weight is made up of, how much is muscle, how much is bone. And then when the people get off of these drugs, they're doing another DEXA scan, and it's become clear that that 2/3, 66 to 75% of the weight that person's losing on the scale is coming from their lean mass, muscle, water, bone. That's not good. Okay. Anyway, I don't want to make this a negative because some people are probably, they would listen to me, but they're taking the drug and they don't want anybody to know. I just wanted to share some information with you about health and weight loss. So today is Motivational Monday. How do we get motivated? Okay, I'm gonna share a story with you, but do you got any questions? Any questions for me today? Because there's a whole bunch of stuff going on in the industry. I mean, I don't know if you guys knew it, but Jenny Craig is no longer. They closed the doors. I don't know if you knew this, but Weight Watchers, they've been struggling, and now they're starting to sell the weight loss drugs. Noom, they've been struggling. Real popular program. They're starting to sell the weight loss drugs. Could you imagine, after all these years of my doing what I do in the world of nutrition and helping people with metabolic health, if I woke up next week and said, hey, I'm selling the weight loss drugs? Wouldn't you wonder, like, well, if your methodology was all that and it was helping that many people, why would you now start selling a weight loss drug? Well, that's never going to happen with me. But it is happening with Noom, and it is happening with Weight Watchers. That's because they don't have that much confidence in their own methodology. Plus, it's changed constantly. I haven't changed. We've only made things smoother and better. It's interesting when I look at old footage, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, 20 years ago, I'm saying the exact same things. We just got it better. Everything is just better. The methodology has continued to improve over the years, and we continue to help people not just lose weight, but improve metabolic health. Here's another thing. There's a lot of people talking weight loss, right? Now, if you notice, every day I could post a different client who has lost a significant amount of weight, got off medications, and they're thriving. I could do that every day. Jillian Michaels, I'm not throwing her under the bus, but she's a public figure, so I can go there. She's not doing that. There's a whole bunch of programs, but they're not high. They don't have that many people that are getting those kind of results. Think about what I'm saying. If they did, they would be shouting it to the skies, but they don't. Anyway, I'm going to share with you guys a story of one of my clients who lost 265 pounds. And a big part of her success was our detox drop. Now, at the time, the detox drop, which I believe is better now, was a little different. But the food and the eating was pretty much the same, very similar. Actually, that's not true. It's way better now. So our current detox drop is better. It is. But what I'm going to share with you is what this client did. And I didn't quite get what she was doing. So she calls me, and she's well over 400 pounds. And she says, Robert, can I do the detox drop? Like, how often can I do it? And I said, well, it's, at the time it was a 6-day program. Right now it's a 7-day program. I said, you could do it probably every 21 days. She goes, every 21 days? Okay. So what she decided to do was, instead of every 21 days, she did it on the first of every month. And I'll never forget her doing it. I was like, wow, so you really like it? She goes, no, it's not that I really like it, Robert. What I like about it is the structure. I like the way I feel. And when I get done with the detox drop, my cravings, I don't have cravings. Like, so many things are good for me. So I want to do it like every first of the month for 7 days. Well, 6 when she did it. I'm going to do detox drop. And I watched this woman lose 265 pounds. Now, I'm not saying it's because of the detox drop. The detox drop was just one of many tools that she used to help her stay the course, right? Because think of all the people that you know that start to lose weight and then they lose focus. They start to lose weight, they get kind of thrown off course. They start to lose weight, something happens. And all of these things block them from eventually getting to where they want to be. 2 years later, they're still trying to lose weight. 3 years later, they're still talking about losing weight. 5 years later, that same person, sometimes they're selling product and telling you about how to lose weight, but yet they ain't doing nothing to demonstrate the effectiveness of what they believe in. Right? It's like I used to have a manager who who he was great. He could get on the phone with any TV producer and tell them all about, me and the Diet for Your Life methodology. And they would be like, wow, and they would book me because he came across so confident. But he was 300 pounds. And I remember one day just talking to him, I says, dude, you do a great job at communicating the Diet for Your Life methodology. You've been my manager for about 7 years, and you ain't lost 1 pound. Not 1 pound. I go, you talk it so well. Why haven't you taught yourself into doing it? And he never had an answer. And I was reminded about this last night because I went to a comedy store and I got to see two of my good friends, Mr. Ellis Wynn and Denise Carter, two amazing comedians. And they were performing, and Denise saw me in the crowd and gave me a really sweet acknowledgement. And then she talked about, and she shared a true story. I'm going to share the story, then I'll go back and tell you what happened with Kathy. But Denise, said that she met me at like a coffee bean. She said it was a Starbucks. I think it was a coffee bean. But anyway, we were in a coffee store, and I was talking to one of my employees about what we're getting ready to open. And we're getting ready to open the new clinic for the Diet for Your Life. And and Denise was sitting there, and she overheard, and she was like, hey, when are you opening? So we started talking, and this was it was before Christmas. And I was going to open on January 1st, 2009. So this was 2008. And Denise pulled out her checkbook and wrote a check and she was my very first client. Now, let's say Denise was 330 pounds. 10 years later, Denise is still 330 pounds, and now she's a comedian. So I would go places, and Denise would say, oh, yeah, Robert Ferguson's the best. This guy knows nutrition. He's amazing fitness, blah, blah, blah. And I say, Denise, can you not tell people that? And we made it a joke. She's a comedian. And I made it part of my joke. Well, last night when she was doing her performance, she brought it up and she goes, Robert is really good. And the Diet for Your Life is amazing. But there's one thing I never told Robert. I couldn't give up the vodka. So she was drinking heavy every night. And that's why the weight didn't come off. And she stopped drinking in October of 2022. And Denise is down now about 50, 60 pounds. 50, 60 pounds. She looks great. I was so happy to be there to celebrate that with her. And she is staying the course. She's rocking it. And she shared that and really lifted me up. And so, Denise, thank you for that. I really appreciate it. Same as Ellis. They both acknowledged me. You'd have thought I was some major celebrity in the crowd. Okay. Let's go back to Kathy. And again, if you have any questions, because I'm almost done once I finish this story. So every first day of every month, Kathy did the detox drop. She went on to lose 265 pounds. And the detox drop, when I stopped making it available, she was so bummed. And most recently, she did the detox drop, and she wrote me the nicest email of how much she liked it and how much she loved the nutrition education with it. And I was like, that was the exact goal of this program, is to not just give somebody a program, but give them knowledge so they're informed. Thank you, Denise, for that. Or not Denise, Kathy. Anyway, I just wanted to come on this Monday. I just wanted to share my voice. I got some people that, they appreciate when I share things, and I'm hoping this information is helpful in some way or another. The big challenge that Kathy had, the big challenge that Denise had, the big challenge that Connie has, the big challenge that most of us have is how do we stay the course? And if you stay the course and you find that way to mentally keep yourself engaged, the outcome will be the outcome. It's just a matter of time. One of the biggest challenges for people is the shininess of short-term gains, right? So you make real good gains in the beginning, but then you have long-term pains because it doesn't work out. So I'm all about flipping that. It may not feel exciting the entire time as you're going through the process, but when you go through the process, you will create the outcomes that are sustainable. And you don't have to give up food. You don't have to avoid carbs. You don't have to do all this cray-cray that people go through to lose weight or to improve their health. You can do it with food. Okay. So there you go. If you want to learn more about the detox drop, I made a link available. And if you want to be invited or have access to a free online seminar I'm going to do on Wednesday. Okay, hear me on this. Wednesday, June 28th, I am going to make available a seminar on fatty liver. What it is, what it's not, how to find out if you have it, how you can reverse it. Why is it important to me? And a lot of physicians take a nonchalant approach to it. Why am I concerned about it? Right? When I know that in 1979, no one had non-alcoholic fatty liver. And today, 2023, 25% of the adult population, 1 in every 10 kids, have non-alcoholic fatty liver. And if you don't have fatty liver, you want to know how to not get it. And if you do have it, even though your physician doesn't seem to be concerned about it and says you can live that way, they're only waiting on it to get worsen. And when it worsens, you put yourself in a situation where you're less likely to reverse it. You put yourself in a situation where 20 years from now, if you get to live that long, 25 years, you may be in the hospital looking for a transplant, a donor, waiting on someone to die so you can get their liver. The majority of people who are getting transplants is non-alcoholic fatty liver. It's the same people who didn't take it seriously. Their doctor didn't take it seriously. And then it just developed and it got worse. And now they're in the hospital looking for a transplant. Or they're looking at dialysis because when the liver has that fall and it's scarred and you have all these problems, then the kidneys take a beating. And then it just spreads to other problems and challenges. Your quality of life is like totally disrupted. So I'm doing a free online seminar on Wednesday. So you can click on that. There's the last 3 that I did. This will be the 4th one that I'm making available for free. And I'm going to tell you everything about, you're going to understand fatty liver. If you're a personal trainer, if you're a nutritionist, a dietitian, you're a physician, and you want to have some better understanding or additional ideas on how to help people who have it, don't miss this seminar. And it'll be there. If you miss it, the replay, but just go to the link I made available. You can listen to some of our past seminars. But once you sign in, right, log in to the link that I made available, then at that point, you'll be in our mailing list. And when we provide it, or once I send out the invite for the live seminar, then you'll get the live seminar. And if you can attend it, great. If you can't, that's fine. The next day, you'll be able to log into the exact same place and you will see it as a replay. Okay, so there you go. Let me see here before I get out of here. Deborah, what's up there, Deborah? Detox drop 4 inches of waistline, 7 pounds. Wow. Thank you, Deborah, for sharing that. So you dropped 4 inches. That is awesome. Okay. Love it. Thank you for sharing. You are appreciated, my friend. You are appreciated. Let's drop it like it's hot. You know what I mean? And I hope you learn. And for those, once you have the detox drop, you can log into our website and we have like lessons, but I have them set up as days, like day 1, 2, 3. We have 1, 2, and 3 up. All of those have good information. We just put up 3, and we talk about the importance of gut health as it pertains to bifidobacteria. So my dear friend, Dr. Sabine Hazan, I have a short little interview that we did, kind of shorten it up. And then I explain that she talks about the importance of bifida. And then on the other days, we share different things and key things about the detox and why it is the way it is. But day 2 is my favorite because that's the one where you understand why you eat the breakfast the way you eat the breakfast, the why the food is combined that way, what it actually is doing. And when you understand like the reasons why, it really does give you more like oomph to like really see it through and see the real value of the program, right? Because it's not expensive and you learn a lot, and a lot of the things and the recipes that you get access to, you can use those for the rest of your life. So anyway, thank you, Deborah, for sharing. I appreciate that. And you guys, I'm done for today. This is Robert Ferguson. I share because I care. I am your nutritionist and I'm on a mission. And that is to help you be informed so you're less likely to fall prey or be influenced by those people who are misinformed. All right. So until the next one, which is Fat Loss Tuesday, I'm out. Peace.